Episode 19, Jonbenet case, another examination of the note. In this episode, we are going to compare Patsy's handwriting sample provided to the police to the ransom note. So here's the first page of her sample, and then here's the second page that she provided to the CBI. However, first, I'm going to compare Patsy's police sample to her known other writings. That way we can see if she was trying to deceive the police. First, you can see that her signature is the same on both documents, are pretty much the same. And then now we're going to look at a letter and a number, the V and the 4. So on her age, it says 40. If you compare that 4 to the 4 in the document, and I ran out of time. And then on this one here, if you compare the address, how it's written, and you can see the boulders in cursive. Okay, and then here, if you compare the 8s, or any number you'd like, but you can see the 8 is written the same. In my opinion, her sample to the police is true to her regular writings. So now we're going to take a look at comparing her sample to the police to the ransom note. Okay, the best example, in my opinion, is this John right here from her police sample. And then there's the John and the first John on the ransom note, then the second John in the ransom note, and then the third John in the ransom note. And then we'll take a closer look. Here is the third page of the ransom note. And right here, I'm going to white out everything but the 3 Johns, right there. And now I'm going to place Patsy's John from her police exemplar. There it is. And now you can compare it to the word John in the ransom note. And the most incriminating would be the letters H and N, because they almost look the same without the H's top part. They look the same, and they have on the bottom right hand corner that little curve up. Here is the word John written by me, and you can see the H and N are similar, and they have that little bottom curve up on the bottom right also. So that might be just from writing the word quickly. Now comparing the letter A in the ransom note, here in the word small, and then here's another A and the word daughter, and another A and the word back. And let's compare that to Patsy Ramsey's A. There's several A's in the sampler, but this A right here in Frank. No, Edward. I couldn't remember which one A I chose. They're both the same though, or pretty similar. This is follow our instructions written in the first paragraph of the ransom note. And then this is follow our instructions written the second time on the second page at the very bottom. So I'm going to use this as our example. And we compare that to Patsy Ramsey's writing of the word instructions in her police writing sample. And you can pause this if you want to look at it further. Okay, and then this is Patsy's sample writing of the word instruction in the police example or sample. And you can pause this if you want to look at it further. You can see in the ransom note, all the dollar signs, symbols, have two lines drawn through the S. Here's one right here in the center of the screen. You can see that there's two lines. And then if you look at Patsy's dollar symbol, you can see that she only drew one line through the S. And I don't think she was aware of that. Okay, let's take a look at the ransom notes, number 2. I believe this is the only 2 written in the ransom note. And let's compare that to Patsy's police sample of 2. There's 2 nice, clearly written 2s. And you can see they're not the same. I agree that fingerprints and writing samples are not the same, but I would make the argument that the differences matter more than the similarities. For example, if you were comparing fingerprints, you wouldn't say, well, that fingerprint matches that one, even though there are 2 lines that are different. They still match. No, you can't do that. And I think it's very close with the writing samples. If something doesn't match, then they're not the same. Well, this ends this episode of Unsolved. And in the next episode, we're going to do a little review of Patsy Ramsey's life. And this is kind of how I'm going to end each episode from now on, with the 4 little pictures in each corner there. Ending with John Ramsey smiling on CNN 6 days after Jonbenet's death.